Okay, hi there boys and girls, welcome to another World of Tanks Blitz video. First things first, I really do want to say thank you to all of the subscribers out there. Hit 50 subscribers on the channel tonight. I made my girlfriend and my sister subscribe to the channel, which means 47 of you have done so of your own free will. Analyse that behaviour yourselves if you wish to, but I really do appreciate it, guys. The videos do take a bit of time to put together, and it's just really nice to know that that you guys are out there watching the vids and providing some feedback. I really do appreciate it, guys, so thank you very much indeed. Anyway, back to the tanks. Got 4 games for you tonight, 1 tier 4, 2 tier 5s and 1 tier 6. First one is the M7 medium tank. Not a tank I've driven before. Reasonable armour, not too fast, good gun. The reason I like this game is one of the things that you see a lot in tanks is people poking out sideways. Now I can't set up the side script properly here for these guys around the corner because I've got my teammate here on the right, and that's fine. Quite often you can't set up the side script properly, but in that circumstance then it's important that you drag these guys out to you. In this position I'm angled if they come around the corner. If I poke, I'm facing sideways just like this guy. So be patient, drag the guys around the corner. That's why myself and the Chihi on my right here, we're doing exactly that. We're holding off 4 tanks on this flank, and we're doing our very best to make sure that these guys have to come out sideways and we're not giving them easy shots. Eventually they're going to get more impatient than we do, and we're going to completely hold this flank, take the damage, take the kills, and that turns the tide of the battle. Unfortunately, I'm not always great at following my own advice. I make these mistakes all the time, everybody does. I get kill hungry here, come out sideways, take 2 shots. I get the guy cleared, but that has effectively meant, especially now that I'm getting hit from behind, that I'm probably not going to survive this battle, which I don't. We're going to clear this guy here, but just by making that one silly mistake, massively reduced my hit point pool. Now myself and the Chihi here on the right, we've done enough. We've taken the kills, we've put enough damage in, we've pretty much destroyed the enemy team. I'm going to get taken out here because I made that one silly mistake of getting a little bit kill hungry there. But we've done enough to effectively win this game. One of our guys who's still over there in the dunes somewhere, he's about to take the last shot and clear this game. Even at the higher tiers of the game, the amount of times you see people coming out sideways where there is potential for them to angle the tank slightly better. We all do it, I do it, but it is that game was won by that initial part of play where we basically dragged them onto us. So myself and the Chihi here, we get 5 kills between us, top 2 on the leaderboard, 9 out of 9 penetrations, a good game all round. Okay, so here we are on Copperfield in the BDR G1B, a tank I have featured before. This shows a couple of aspects of gameplay that I like to concentrate on. Instantly on having a look at this situation here, we can see one guy's isolated well off to the left, on the extreme left flank of the high ground here at Copperfield. So straight away I'm going to focus this guy. I want to push on him. If I can get him around the other side of this building here, I'm going to have cover from the right. If we take him up quickly, that gives us a good flanking position on the 2 enemy tanks just to the right there. First thing we'll do, come around here, track him. So let's make sure he's nice and immobile. He repairs the track pretty quick, and then we're just going to start pouring the damage in. Doing my best to angle attack him. I think I slightly over angle it for this shot. Yes, I do. So he gets the pen on. But then I'm going to push forward into him, make sure I've still got cover from this building on my right. Hit adrenaline. Teammate sees exactly what I'm doing and he backs me up. So we're going to clear this guy very, very quickly. That gives us the opportunity to come around here, and then there we are. We've got sideways tanks looking straight at us, and we've got the flanking position. Again, this poor fella here, he's already been tracked once. I'm going to stick a shot into the turret, and as soon as he repairs the track, he's tracked again. For anybody who's been repeatedly tracked in a game, we all have, the level of frustration when you simply can't move when you've got tanks firing at you is unbelievable. But it's something I tend to do a lot. As soon as I get into an engagement, especially if I want the team to focus fire the guy, track him as quickly as possible. It's also a good idea if you're low tiered in the game and you don't necessarily have the pen to do any damage to the tank that's in front of you. Instead of wasting the shot into his armour, stick one in his track. You never know, that's going to help out the rest of your teammates. I'm quite happy for Mr. Leopard 5 down there to keep thumping shells into the front of this tank. So we're doing okay here. We're one tank up. We've got a couple of guys who are pushing down from the left through the gully. However, it looks like we've got a few guys pushing on the right flank of the high ground. My platoon mate is over there. So we're going to head over here as quickly as this tank allows. See, my platoon mate's just taken a nasty ding there, so his hit points are not looking great. He's retreating. So at this point, I could afford to take, I think, one hit from this M7. So I'm going to put my tank straight in there, make sure my teammate doesn't get taken out. And we're going to stick one straight through the side there, come round his flank. He's now got two tanks in front of him, and Mr. M7 there is very much regretting pushing this flank quite so aggressively. So we get him cleared. The guys who've gone through the gully have done a great job clearing out in here, and now it's just a question of clearing out this last guy, which is done by another member of the team. Reticle didn't come down quite quickly enough for me to take that shot, but one, good game. Third class mastery, high caliber, steel wall, 1500 damage. So our next game is a replay sent to me by Frost136 from the Hunters Reborn clan. Tier 5 game. He's in an Su-85 tank destroyer on Hellas. I've been away from the game for over a year, and this was a new map when I came back, so this one was a bit alien to me the first time I played it. As I recall, I think the first time I played it, I managed to last about 35 seconds and got totally blown up because I didn't know where I was going. Thankfully, Frost136 seems to know the map a little bit better. He starts the game pretty quietly, looking for a good TD spot. What I like to see is a tank destroyer that realises his vehicle does have tracks. He's not sitting in spawn waiting for targets to come to him. He's going to make sure that he's taking a reasonable position to get overlook on targets. He's been spotted, but the target in front of him doesn't have a shot. Takes a bounce there. Still spotted, so yeah, does the right thing, rolls back, resets his camouflage. Doesn't have shots there, but good driving. Doesn't decide to sit around and wait for tanks to come to him. Relocates. Even the amount of tier 10 games I've seen where I don't even know why they put tracks on a Death Star, because they never move. They just sit in spawn and yell at lights and mediums to spot targets for them. So it's good to see a TD driver getting involved. Now he's going to start getting some damage in. So you can see that he's got a target here to his left. He doesn't have the angle on him, so he's going to have to relocate again. Two tanks to his front now. and he's low tiered in this game, so he does have to be careful about where he pokes, who he's going to take shots at. So he's got support on his right. He can elevate his position and use his rock on his left as cover. So Mr. Churchill here is about to get one straight in the side of the turret. Nice shot. And yeah, so there we have an armor profile, very difficult to hit without premium ammunition. So Frost does exactly the right thing and tracks him. So it doesn't quite manage to make that shot. However, our friend here is feeling it's a good day to die today, because he's decided to push a couple of enemy tanks, including a TD, whilst driving a medium. So we can imagine that this is not going to go quite so well for the poor fella. Yeah, so he's going to get taken out pretty quickly here. Blocking the damage, nearly 1600 now for Frost. Taken one kill. And now we've got the Churchill that he was engaged with earlier, rolling up very, very slowly. He's decided to, well, basically as low hit point, roll up onto a TD. Now the BDR is just there off in the distance. Mr. Churchill here is going to show Frost the side of his tank. Instead of pulling back and allowing the BDR to pull him onto him, he basically sacrifices himself, allowing Frost here to draw back, set up his angle, and BDR here is going to do him the best favour in the world and come out sideways. Straight through the side there, and takes the kill. Absolutely fantastic game there from Frost 136. Ace mastery, just under 2000 damage, 3 kills. Kill and damage leader. Just really patient, well thought out play. Well done indeed, sir. Okay, this is another one of my games. This is tier 6, the ARL-44. This is a tank that I've driven a lot when I played the game before, my previous count. I think over 400 tournament battles in this tank. I can't remember how many classic battles in this tank. It's a very popular tank in tournament battles, because for a tier 6 tank it sports a tier 8 gun. Basically, if you're going to play tournaments at tier 6, you need one of these in your garage. So here we are. We're going to push the B cap here. Thankfully, we've got a couple of people doing exactly the right thing, making sure that we're getting the spots on. The ARL-44 has really great gun depression for this kind of thing, which means I'm allowed to poke just over the side and keep putting in shot. Now, we are taking a bit of damage from the side. It looks like the bad guys have pushed very aggressively on the A-cap. We're going to get this guy cleared, reset the angle, pull back down the hill, and to the best of our ability use the terrain that we've got for us whilst dominating this part of the battlefield. Definitely going to take a few hits here. We've got some big hitting tanks, but again, just trying to keep the tank angled, spending as little time as possible exposed. Unfortunately didn't have time to whack in the HE there. That would have been a nice shot through the side. Taking a nice bounce there. Nasty piece of damage there. Instantly pull back. Check the flank. Looks like we've got our guys rolling around along the top, and we're still making sure that we're keeping enemies spotted, even though we've got to be very careful because we've got a low amount of hit points. Stick one straight into the side of the THC there. So we're 2 tanks up, we're dominating the central part of the battlefield. Don't really want to keep poking in this direction now because just don't have the hit points to do it. However, we do see we have a tank here, we can casually drift back and stick one straight through the side there. That's him taken out. Now we've only got the one guy left, so not too worried about preserving the hit point pool at this point. Let's stick another nice roll into there. And another one, and that effectively means that yeah, pretty short and brutal, and we get this guy cleared. Really interesting game in a tank that I haven't driven for well over a year, but one that I remember why I enjoyed it so much. Just under 2100 damage, 1 kill, 2nd class mastery, Confederate. It's just a great tank, this one. It's one that I do very much enjoy. Anyway, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you, Frost136, for the replay. And as always, good hunting, and bye for now.